we did it in the 90s, son!
Can't catch my breath, man.
Really? Should I try mouth stuff?
What is this, a Tinder date? Get off of me. Oh, shit.
Mr. Dante!
I need an ambulance at the quick stop.
Saved my life, man. Wish I had a life worth saving.
What are you talking about?
Sit around and watch the same movies over and over.
I always thought you could have made a cool movie.
You're right. I'm living on borrowed time. No more watching movies.
I'm gonna make a movie!
What's the movie gonna be about?
It's about him working here.
Meta.
Everything in the script is something either me or someone I know said.
I'm not even supposed to be here today. Maybe Jay and Silent Bob could be characters.
Jay and Silent Bob are like C-3PO and R2-D2. They've been here since the first movie, which was the last time they were cool. But they've been with the franchise so long, they still give them cameos and put them on the lunchboxes.
Snifty Booches! Please tell me
I believe in you.
You put in that stuff you used to say about the Death Star contractors.
Get sued by Disney? No way.
Now that's what I call acting!
Take off your pants.
What the hell is this?
I added a scene where you get shot.
I'm not letting you kill me off in the third act. What if there's a sequel?
A sequel? What am I, a hack?
I think it needs more weed.
Hey guys, Robert here, and got done seeing the new Clerks movie, the third and final one of the trilogy. And one is definitely the end of a trilogy, that much is certain. And this is one of Kevin Smith's best movies. This is going to be a spoiler-filled review, because I cannot talk about this without going into spoilers. Those of you who remember the first movie, basically recall that it was just a day in the life of a bunch of convenience store clerks. The second one was about where they are and how much they've where their life has gone. The third one, though, is about seeing them even years further, and then basically Kevin returning the favor of them giving him his movie career by giving them a movie career that was similar to his. Because he wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him, and if it wasn't for them. But there's some stuff in here this is a powerful write. There's a lot of comedy, but there's a lot of heart to this too. For one, we find out that not long after the events of Clerks II, Becky, Rosario Dawson's character, she and Dante's unborn child got killed by a drunk driver accident. And it's haunting Dante. He hasn't moved on, really. He's still dwelling on it after 15 years. Over 15 years. And wow, I didn't expect him to do that, but Becky does show up still as a ghost, and Rosario steals the show every time she's there. But it's important though for this story. It really is, especially with what happens as it goes on, because basically, much like Kevin Smith a few years ago, Randal gets a heart attack. The Widowmaker, the one that you only have like a good 20% chance of living from, and he survives, of course, and he feels like, what have I done with my life? But being Randal, eventually starts thinking of a good idea, but then that good idea becomes more and more just his own selfishness about it. And as it goes on, he decides, I'm going to make a movie about my life, which is basically where we get the Clerks movie. And also during all this, Elias from the second movie, remember, very Christian oriented. Well, during all this, it turned out it was his praying and smiting Randal in his eyes, because he did it right before Randal had the heart attack. So he thinks it's my fault. So he tries to pray to God, help Randal out. Doesn't get an immediate response, so he thinks, screw God, I'm going to become a Satanist. Yeah, he becomes a Satanist. And he has his own son and Bob, and they're trying to get into cryptocurrency. That becomes a thing that just helps out at the end. And, just a sec. I'm back. Sorry. And, so they start to make the movie. Now, Randal forces Dante into the position of being a producer. And as time goes on, after going through a bunch of actors, it's decided we'll be playing ourselves. And Veronica from the first movie gets roped into everything. And basically she's all like, I am not letting you write me like I'm some slut. Well, then we find out, and then she also lets in the Dante saying like, I have a family, to which she regrets it. We find out she's divorced. Her daughter is mad at her for stuff her husband is causing. And then she and Dante fuck in the car. And she joins the movie after that. And basically this whole movie is making the first Clerks movie, but doing it in universe. And it's done very well. But you're also starting to see Dante and Randal starting to be a little bit egotistic. Like when he's saying Dante is a very minor character at all, while he's the main one. Elias and everyone else is above Dante, and Dante does not like this. Now, what Randal wrote ends up adapting everything from Clerks 1 and 2, which eventually leads to them doing stuff at the movies that they worked at in Clerks 2, and that pushes Dante over the edge. He just can't go there where he and Becky worked. He just can't. But yeah, though, it's just, there's a lot of great writing here, and a lot of great comedy. Like, they have a point where, just like what happened all those years ago, where when Jason Mewes was supposed to do a dance sequence in the movie, the first movie, he wasn't going to do it if anyone else was there besides Kevin and all that. So they actually played it up, where even Randal has to hit record and then go on inside so that Mewes can do so Jay can do his dance. Nice little nod if you know the behind the scenes stuff about it. You have so many callbacks, so many stuff going on. But yeah, after Dante ran off from the movies, he then got shit-faced. And eventually they came in there, and then he lays into Randal hard, calling him out on everything. But your life is my life! Things like that. And basically as that went on, then and after he finally just lays into Randal, and even says, we're not even friends anymore, Dante has a heart attack. The Widowmaker as well, and it's not going good for him at all. And then after Elias chews into Randal as well, big time I might add, then he and Randal finally realized what a piece of shit he was. And so he decided to go home, make the movie, but it is Dante's movie. He's the star. Randal's just been along for the ride the whole time. He makes it, edits it together, with some help from Jay and Silent Bob, sneaks in there, and then shows it to Dante. As Dante's watching it, after he sees it, he's finally able to move on, saying, best movie I've ever seen. He passes away, but he's with Becky now. And Randal's going to start making movies while still working at the Quick Stop. Still owning it. Oh, and during all this, Dante's ex-fiancé from the second movie, he's the one who goes to her for money, putting his half of the store as collateral. Well, after Dante's funeral, she comes by wanting to collect. Remember that cryptocurrency? Elias makes a lot of money and uses it to pay off Dante's part. And then his ex-fiancé just goes, well played, Clerks, just like Leonardo from the cartoon show. And, well, we pull back before and we show that Elias is taking Dante's spot. Randal's still running everything. He's still going to be making movies, as Kevin Smith mentions in the behind-the-scenes stuff. And we just come to a close. Dante's gone. Randal's still moving on. And it feels like things have been closed out. And yes, Randal even says he wasn't even supposed to be here today. And it's just such a good movie. As a longtime fan, going back to the first one, it does feel like it's telling a complete story by the end. And it's so good. It's really so damn good. Even with Becky and their kid being, killed off. It was just so powerful, so strong, so emotional. It's one of Kevin's best work. And it's just Again, words fail me on this. Yeah. So, yeah. I recommend you guys, if it comes on Blu-ray or whatever, get it, see it, rent it, whatever. If you're a big fan of it, this is a great closing of the chapters on everything. So, yeah. That's my opinion on Clerks 3. 9 out of 10. Really loved it. And I think you guys will too. So, see you all in the next one. Take care. Oh, forgot to mention, Silent Bob actually gets 2 talking sequences in here. One of which is him talking about cinematography, and he actually gives a lot of Kevin Smith's reasons for making things in black and white, including my favorite being, they'll give the audience the point of view of like they're looking through the security camera footage. The other time he talks is when Jay keeps on flubbing up the hall. There are a million beautiful women in the world, and not many of them will bring you lasagna to work. Most of them will just cheat on you. And finally, Bob's like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, man, I'll do it." Again, Kevin was in top form during all this on all counts. Just wanted to add that in there. That's all. See ya.